Welcome to Island fans. Another show, another evening, another night of great football talk, EPL talk, Champions League. Oh, sorry, there's no such thing as Champions League anymore. Now you have to say.
I see what you did there. I
Yes.
see what you did there.
Oh boy, everything is changing. Everything is changing, and just when we thought it couldn't get any sweeter, Jose Mourinho gets sacked. All right, the day after we have a Super League talk. Good evening, fellas. How's
Yep.
everybody doing tonight? Doing good? Doing good?
I'm super.
So duper.
Oh
Amazing.
my goodness. Okay, all right. Obviously, we have a special guest tonight. Another Arsenal fan. Okay.
I know, right?
There are more of you out there. That's pretty good. That's all right. You know what? I said this to Shaq all the time. Shaq is my brother, right? I said this all the time. If anybody back Arsenal in 2021, you are a real fan, okay? You are a real fan to hold on to the team. Glory hunters run all over the place, but fans stick with their team.
Why are you talking about Jamal like that?
Everybody know Jamal back City, so
I will not condone such talk.
Right now, but he confused. He don't do himself with his super team business, man. He didn't even know what to do with himself because
Jamal accustomed to them things, man.
Not money,
It's
man.
Dubai life. It's a Dubai life.
Alrighty then. So let's get started because we have lots of things to talk about. We gotta talk about the games that have been played, and we gotta talk about the games to come. And we still gotta speak about, touch on this. But let's get one thing out of the way so far. No new news so far concerning the Super League situation, unless anybody had any breaking news in the last hour or so concerning what else is going to happen with this particular league. Just more, persons individually giving their opinions concerning what they think is and isn't. I saw Sky Sports did a poll. Last time I checked, 123,000 people voted so far. It looked like about 52% say they're not for it. 18% say they love it, and then the rest of it undecided. So, all right. I heard Shaq's opinion the other night. I didn't hear from Urique. Alex is the name?
Correct.
All right. So, Alex, Urique, Memphis. Tell me your opinions in that order concerning this whole Super League thing. Are you for it? Or are you against it? Go ahead, Urique.
Totally against it. Totally against it. For many different reasons. I'm more so just for the makeup of our league and for the future of our league, for the lower league, for the clubs lower to the bottom and the mid-table clubs. I'm worried about their future. I'm worried about the trickle-down effect this will have. I'm worried about the competitiveness of our league. What will we be playing for? I think when we watch our league every season, yes, the title race is one we look forward to, but we look forward to those top four races. We look forward to the relegation battle. So I'm totally against this, man.
Okay, all right. Alex, what about you?
Honestly, not against it. I mean, there's some things that we need to work out, little issues that we have with it, but generally, I'm not against it, especially considering how I feel about UEFA and FIFA. I just see it as the next logical step in football. It was always coming, and it is what it is. So, power to the Super League. Let's go.
Okay, all right. Power to the Super League. Let's go. All right, Memphis, talk to me.
For right now, I'm against it, but I think they need to change a couple of things. I don't think that team should have a right to be in there just because they have money. Like, I mean, Liverpool and Arsenal, nowhere near the top four right now. Why they in there? Why Spurs not so in there? Like,
I agree with the Spurs.
And the whole no relegation thing. Like, you're just in there just for being in there and for making money. There's not necessarily a performance-based thing. It's just a name-based thing.
Okay, all right, yeah. I think that's what most people are. Most people are all over the place concerning that. I know, Shaq, we've talked back and forth and, seeing the good points on both sides. With hearing other people's opinions over the last 24 hours, has your opinions changed on that, or you still remain the same?
I'm still leaning towards it being a good thing. I think that the powers that be come together and sit at the table and realize and work out the kinks, I think that this could become a good thing. I think right now, what's happening is there's a power struggle where this I am pulling this way and the other side's pulling that way and nobody's really listening. I think when we talk this afternoon, you're saying everybody's shouting and nobody's listening. So I think that what needs to happen that the Premier League, the FA, all these major organizations, UEFA, need to sit with those people who are the big stakes and those other presidents who are joining the Super League and say to themselves, let's see how this thing could work. Let's see if there's a possible way that it could work. And I have a funny feeling, bro, that as soon as the Super League people look at this situation, as soon as the Super League people look at this situation and they talk to the Premier League and the Premier League and they tell the Premier League, look, you're gonna make X amount of money from it. And once it sounds lucrative, I think the Premier League, that's the end of it. That's the end of the discussion. I think the Premier League is just gonna buy it and run with it because they see how lucrative it could be.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think so. But I feel like, boy, this is one of those, man. You knock your girlfriend real hard, boy, and you see she down the road, 2 days later, and she just walk up to you, say, hey, bye! Gotta knock you on slap, damage done. You can't do anything, can't come back to shit again. That's it. It feels like that, man. It feels like
I hope that's
that just sounds like a very personal story.
I hope that's not I really hope it's not.
Very specific.
Me?
Real specific.
Real specific. No. But for real though, it feels like the bridges are burnt, man. The things that are coming out right now that you're not allowed to play for your country, you're not allowed to play in the World Cup, you're not allowed. I feel like it's like, how do we come back from this? It not gonna happen, Alex.
Listen, that's not going to ever happen. Listen, I hear like the Premier League and people in England talking about, this is going to destroy football. How could clubs do this? I'm like, the very formation of the Premier League was the top 5 clubs or the big 5 clubs getting together and deciding, all right, look, listen, we need to do a little something to get a bit more money. Let's make our own Premier League separate from the league already exists. That's how the Premier League was formed. I mean, like it took some discussions and there's a lot of back and forth and people was upset. But look at the Premier League now. And so, like, for me, my concerns with the Super League isn't anything to do with tradition or anything to do with competition. My concern just is that I feel I can get bored seeing Arsenal get hammered 8-2 by Bayern Munich every single year. Like, I ain't really trust it.
He's a realist. He's a realist.
Yeah, I ain't trust Arsenal, but Liverpool, like, and even if we win,
proud.
just knowing that we play these teams every single year, it kind of takes away from the the prestige of these big ties. It is what it is. Yeah. But have no problem with Super League football. Like, UEFA and FIFA eat your heart. So that's just me.
So somebody made a point today. I heard that they don't have a problem with the Super League. They just have a problem with how it was done. They going back to Shaq's point, they felt like that maybe we could have worked this out in a better way and announce it in a better way where all parties are coming together and having a discussion. But it seems like that wasn't the case. It seems like more on them somebody's gonna make a movie with this now. Somebody's gonna make a mini movie out of this. I see it happening. What really happened in the background? Because the ECA chairman, he just resigned, and then he go and sign up, and then everybody just sign up. It seemed like a lot of background talks happening that people don't know about. It's a lot of underground business going on.
I feel really and truly it's just a case of UEFA and FIFA just refusing to compromise because they feel as though they got all the chips. And really and truly the clubs hold the power. So it got to a point the clubs like, listen, you need us more than we need you. And if you're not going to talk to we, that's all right. We can go and do your own thing. So I hear the men saying, well, you can play international football. Somebody was like, we can just maybe own World Cup. Like, dog, we really ain't bothered. We are not bothered. We got JP Morgan back with a couple billion. What made you feel like we worried about not playing Champions League football? Like, again, to the Premier League. If Arsenal, Tottenham, Liverpool, Chelsea, if all we decide to leave the Premier League or the Premier League bans us, who can watch Premier League football? No one is going to pay money to watch.
And to that point too, Alex, the TV rights companies, the TV companies, they're just going to remove their contracts.
Yeah.
Because who's going to pay this massive amount of money to watch Burnley versus West Brom?
Yeah, like come on.
You
But are
can't
you
just
guys not
exploit the top
worried?
six.
Are you guys not worried about the futures of clubs like Burnley, clubs like Leicester? How can you tell a club like Leicester, who's had such a great season, unbelievable season, and probably will make it into the Champions League? They're gonna be playing West Brom, West Ham in the semi-finals of the Champions League, brother. That's not what they're here to play. They're here to play Madrid. They're here to play. You know what I mean? They deserve that. No?
And that is my. Go ahead, Shaq.
I was going to say, to be honest, I think that by the time this starts, by the time it really kicks off, that all these things won't happen. That everybody will come under one umbrella. The Super League will be the new Champions League, and the Premier League will stay as it is. I think it's going to be like that.
That's exactly what I was thinking. So
I saw a picture the other day, and then the man said that they had already designed the new ESL ball, and it looks a lot like that. So all right, I wanted everybody to see how they look like perfectly. That whole background, the ESL. So we're gonna leave that up there for a little while, right? As a new ESL, I think it looks great. By the way, I would love to kick around that. But yeah. But all in all, though. I think I do think as long as they work with some of the Kings, I think Shaq make a solid point that by the time it kicks off, everybody's going to eventually be on board, because a lot of people saying they're not on board. Like even Porto president come out and say, nope, we not.
Yeah, because they're not going to be in it.
Yeah, well,
listen, honestly, right?
Yeah, they were. They have enough big of a coefficient. Yeah, they should. Why shouldn't they? They recently won the Champions League.
I just feel like in the pecking line, like there's
Porter's
recently. Look at it, 20-something years ago.
Yeah, but if Tottenham is in it, Porto has had. You have to ask Porto.
Yeah, true.
I like how you only said Tottenham. I like how you only said Tottenham.
I just want to say, right, like all the discussion about whether we should or shouldn't have a Super League, like you could be for it, for against it, right? My thing is that I blame UEFA and FIFA squarely for this. Like, there's nobody else to blame. Like, FIFA and UEFA. Like, so it's like FIFA and UEFA is the most. I hope I don't get sued or whatever for it. The most corrupt organization in sports. The most corrupt organization in sports.
That is true.
And so arguing about it killing football, dog. You don't think you was killing football when you had a Europa League final at Baku when nobody couldn't get to it?
True.
You don't think you was killing football while having a World Cup in Qatar? Like. What you getting on?
We all know these things.
So in other words, basically, they vex because they got beat at their own game.
And that's it, bro. That's it.
Oh boy, you're right. That is why we made the point last time that it is all about the money now, and this is all a business now.
Let me give you an example for Arsenal, right? Specifically for Arsenal. UEFA introduces financial fair play situation, right? Arsenal, we good boys, we balance the books, we make sure we play by the rules. Where has that got us? Nowhere. Teams come in like PSG and just spending money like, nah, you get a little fine here and there. Okay, cool. We can still spend more money. So Arsenal at a point now, we're like, look, we talked to UEFA about making sure you regulate financial fair play and so on, and you ain't doing nothing. Why am I going to stay in UEFA? I'm going to play Super League and get £1 billion and buy some men and do what I want to do. So you can't upset now.
That's so true. You're right. You are so right. To do to say that, because I mean, I don't want to get on people's cases, but to be honest with you, I really do think that a lot of those calls will be made behind the scenes, and everybody just basically doing one big business. Because I'm not hitting no Man City fans. I know you all love your club for the football, but to be honest with you, that whole FFP scenario was just one big shady drama, okay? And then now what's happening now with the Super League, I find it even more interesting, And I believe there's a connection between the two that we're not being told about. But what I find interesting, and this is the last point we'll make on this, is that it doesn't seem like, it seems like the managers and them, they're being careful about what they say. I don't know if you all saw a lot of the interviews. Klopp made the point that he was never for it before. And what he didn't like, I guess you can point to this, was the Liverpool fans taking down banners and all that stuff and so forth. What are your thoughts on the whole taking down banners thing? I think you had even tweeted something to that effect.
Yeah, I didn't, but I listened to his interview, and he has to understand a few things. Liverpool has always been that kind of club. When we feel like there's an injustice, we take a strong stance. I don't know if you guys remember when the owners tried to raise the price of tickets. Yeah. Liverpool fans walked out in the 76th minute, the same price that they were trying to raise it to. So we've always been that kind of club. And Liverpool fans can't be in the stadium. So the only way that they can make a stand is to remove the banners. And it's not, club shouldn't take it personal, not for the team. It's to show the club that the supporters matter, and excluding the supporters from that decision-making process will have consequences. Will consequences.
Because even Gary Neville was making the point. Well, Gary Neville was making the point about the fact that I should go to second check, that he was saying that we should all forget, personal allegiances to our clubs, come together and fight against this thing, and only when we come together can we actually beat it. He was making that point.
Okay, Alex. And
I'm wondering, can it actually happen though? I don't see it happening because put it this way, from a United perspective, right, as a United fan, how long now we're supposed to be fighting against the Glazers, and we boycott this and boycott that. I mean, look at me, Glazers out. How long we talking Glazers out and wearing green and yellow, our original Newton Heath colors all this time? But guess what? They're still here. Okay,
but
they might just wait us out. They just wait us out,
bro. It's a difference in clubs.
Yeah, but
difference in clubs.
How so?
I've seen situations. I can point to about 3 situations now where Liverpool fans have said that's not happening, and it has not happened. I'll give you another example.
Can you click on the Americans? That's the thing, because that's what the United fans are trying to do.
We can't get the Americans out.
Well, that's what United fans are trying to do. They were trying to kick him out. Even though when they gone by Ed Woodward house and started nearly bun on the man house and so forth, when they didn't like the transfers that season, they man only buy Fred. I mean, it was they did, but at the end of the day, the Glazers just wait them out, saying that you're gonna come back. Who made that point? Somebody made that point last time. That I think it was Jamal. You're gonna buy the season tickets, okay?
Yeah.
You're gonna come back, all right? You can say all you want, rile up all you want. You love your club, and we own it. What are you gonna do about it?
I just want to ask when Rick is finished.
No, I mean, again, it goes back to the history of certain clubs, right? Getting owners out is a tough one. That I don't think can ever happen. But owners have proven that once they've received a strong enough kickback, that they will back down on certain decisions. Mine definitely have. Multiple times. Arsenal, not so lucky. United, not so lucky. But I think that you guys have really horrible owners.
I will challenge what you're saying. And I will say this as a football fan, and for all of us as football fans, I think, and across the world, we need to accept that football as we knew it growing up, it no longer exists. Football is not about passion. Football is not about prestige. Football is a business. Football is a business. So from the time you allow billionaires to come in and buy in clubs, these men never grew up playing football, caring about football. They bought it because it's an investment. So from the time you get to that point, the Premier League already allow billionaires to buy clubs. Will you think the men can just come in and make losses? Nah, the men come to make money. So we, just like the NBA, I was explaining to one of my friends, just like the NBA, how the NBA, he was saying, well, if the Super League starts, who's going to regulate the Super League? I was like, what international bodies regulate NBA? Nobody. The NBA is the NBA. The NBA answers to itself. There's a set system for the NBA, and it's a business. The NFL is a business. And so when clubs like Arsenal, Liverpool, Barcelona, so on need to operate, they operate as a business and they make the best decisions as a business. And the Super League right now is the best decision for all them clubs. So it is what it is.
It is
really
what it is. All right. A couple people here saying here, Goodwin backing you up, saying this man's spitting. Shaq put it earlier. Put it back up because he said this. Looking at the new proposed Champions League, Super League might be it. I guarantee they change the non-regulation cause. A lot more people might support it. Yeah, I agree. I think if they do that, that might just shake up the whole thing.
I think they should change the starting teams as well.
Why do Memphis?
They should base it on this season.
No, because the Super League,
Memphis.
the Super League can't make money without these big clubs in
These
it.
big clubs.
Well, at least because if West Ham finish top 4, well,
They're not a big club. They're not a big club.
West Ham
Oh,
is a big club.
Let's not kid ourselves.
Is he shock?
I understand. No, hold on there, Josh. I get that we all want, and they do deserve it. I'm not fighting that down. But I'm saying that if we're going with the Super League, we have to put super teams in it. And they're not the Super
bro,
League.
my point is that those kind of statements you're saying, bro, is why people have a problem with it.
Super teams, yeah.
I agree with you, Shaq. No, I agree with you, Shaq. But those kind of statements you're making is why people have issues. You can't walk into a room and say, you're small, I'm big. You can't tell people that because they're really offended.
Right, but even if they are offended, we
not just that. Not just that. If they're small and they're doing better than the big right now.
Right. And we look at that as an anomaly.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure that this won't happen again the next year.
It's been happening for certain teams in the Super League. It's been happening for a while. I'm not saying that it should be like that. But if we're looking towards the Super League, guys, you can't be calling these other teams in it.
Right. Yeah, and once again, it's because the Super League is a business. That's what it is. Right. So even from a football terms, that's what my problem was with the Super League. I like watching relegation battles, but there's a certain kind of excitement when you're watching a relegation battle. You know that there's what on the line. But when you're looking at money, nobody don't want to watch West Brom versus Sheffield United. I care how
it's all TV.
So I think Memphis make a little mini point there now about the fact that it's kind of unfair if you think about the fact that City only really started really challenging in the Champions League only recently.
You're right, bro. It is.
Right? So how is that even fair? Is that like
at least the rest of us some teams can't even make it.
Like I said last time, money talk, and we know what else walk. That's not what it is.
Okay. And then they have some clubs who haven't won it in like a decade. So why are they there?
Because of the same things. They're a big club.
And then you have teams who've never won it.
I know
so come you off them, get your shade out of me. Oh, I'm to you.
Because you your shade holding. You your shade. What you do it twice. I'm gonna left you.
I am the shade. Okay? I am the shade.
You know,
some clubs have more European pedigree than the whole of England put together.
Okay, I mean, you're right. You're right. But guys, if we are thinking of putting a league together that everybody will want to watch, guys, would we really put West Ham in it?
If they're running ball.
No, man.
That phrase, no, but still, if the man run ball, I don't care.
You know what I would say in terms of that comment? Like, what's a very interesting point? We discussing big teams, right? To me, if we discussing big teams, I gotta ask the question: where's PSG? Like, PSG has not signed on to this. They seem to be against it.
Neither Bayern,
perhaps more than any other club right now in the world. Well,
they're gonna sign.
According to Perez did an interview today. I think he said they never approached Bayern or PSG.
They will.
PSG said they were approached, right? But the problem is that UEFA's president and PSG owner, what's his name again? The chairman. I forgot the chairman's name. They are the best of friends. Like, they're buddy. So he looked at it as he would be betraying him by joining on to the Super League.
So that's how they say Neymar and Mbappe.
I guess my annoyance is like what Goodwin is saying here. Leicester is en route to becoming a big team little by little, so it's unfortunate for clubs like them. They've been up there fighting. And their owner, billionaire, bought them with the intent of making them a big club. And ever since he bought them, they have been rising and rising and rising. So why shouldn't they be rewarded for their efforts? Now, I guess y'all can explain to me the 5 teams that make it in, that are now automatically in. How do they get it? How you get there? I still am unclear about that.
So I don't think they've necessarily charted out that to the public as yet, but I can even envision it being a case where if UEFA comes off their high horse, which it really shouldn't be on, why can't it be that you have a system where teams qualify for the Champions League and you have a similar situation in the Championship? The winners automatically get promoted to the Super League. you have a second place playoff or a third place playoff or whatever the case may be, and you guys make it to the Super League, and that's how we go through it. The next teams that drop out of the Super League, they automatically go to the Champions League. Like if UEFA can come and actually have a discussion, then something could happen.
But then that's the point, man. We said so last time when we had the UEFA talk and there's the Super League show. So if you didn't see that episode, it's still up. We did it the last night. We made the point then effectively then you're making the UEFA Champions League the Europa League. That's what you're doing. Yeah. You've made it now the Thursday game now. I mean, I think that's the problem. UEFA president is like we have what? Oh, the chat. We're talking about the EPL, the Premier League, and Football League One.
No, we used to have we used to have the Intercontinental Cup. We used to have the UEFA Cup. Like UEFA Cup used to be a thing, and they have redeveloped stuff just based on them trying to make more money or what's not. And that's how we get the Champions League. Yeah. So basically, you're making the point that this is just a logical progression of money talking, and it's going to happen again down the road, and some other ton of money people will come in and then knock out the Super League and create something else altogether. It's just correct. A few years ago, the great Arsene Wenger said that the Super League will exist within 10 years, and he's been proven right.
Yeah, guys, we can't. This is just a ploy for these rich, especially the American owners, to guarantee maximum profits every year.
Yeah,
that's how it is.
Especially for the next 5. Especially for the next 5 years.
However sad it may be, that's just what it is.
And that's why me as an Arsenal fan, not sad. Yo, Guerrero. Heading to Barcelona, I see.
Yeah.
Yes, we hope you head to Barcelona. I'm hearing rumors that you might go to Chelsea. It's true?
Oh, no.
No way. That happening.
Okay, just double check it. I'm just double checking. I heard that. I spoke to Chelsea
Jersey.
Tell you boy, I heard. Hey, I think the theme of tonight so far has been money talking. So them might drop the contract.
Why would Aguero go to
He'll be wearing a different color blue. Okay.
How is Aguero has already confirmed.
Timo Werner.
We don't talk about Timo Werner on here. Everybody gets sad. Trump money. Okay. Yo, I tell y'all that this is a Trump-like activity, but there you go. Let's move over then. Jose is sacked, okay? And let's immediately speak about that Everton-Tottenham game. Was this the game that broke the camel's back, or they might have had it in their plans long ago? All right. Let's start with Shaq, one of the focal point Mourinho haters. Talk to me.
Okay. All right.
No. Shut up, bro. Right. Last time we talked about Mourinho, you were very, very calm. You weren't even joking. You were like, he's done. He's done. I mean,
right. And I say he's done.
He's done.
He is done. As he cannot. I was saying he cannot win another league title. He's good at knockouts. I even said that Jose should go and coach an international team. I think he could win that trophy. But I think it is. This may have broken the last straw that has broken the camel's back.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, and even in this game, these 2 goals that Tottenham scored, Everton gave them these 2 goals.
Yeah.
He gave them these 2 goals.
Both, right? Yeah, he did.
Right. But I'm surprised though that they didn't even wait until after the final on Sunday. Because the final is this week.
Yeah.
That's what I thought too.
I've actually heard a very interesting theory about that.
Okay, go ahead.
I've heard a very interesting theory. So the theory is like Jose being Jose. We all know Jose usually has a 3-year cycle. They're saying that Tottenham recognizing that and recognizing that the Super League announcement was coming, sacked him before the final, which he's more than likely going to win, so that it doesn't become more difficult. And this was the perfect point to justify sacking Mourinho. So they're saying, well, look, we can enter the Super League next year. We can get an injection of £1 billion. Let's go and get a very good manager because we know this money coming. And let me then invest in it because Mourinho isn't the way forward. So this match they were saying is the perfect opportunity because, I mean, being honest, right? There's no shame in drawing with Everton. Everton are a very decent team, all right?
Yes.
It's not like he lost to Sheffield United 5-0. So they're saying like this was just the point that they were like, all right, yeah, this game, and we can sack it before the final so that like we don't got to worry about saying, well, he won a trophy and we still sacked him. Like, so that's what they're saying. And probably it also is a financial aspect. If he won that trophy, there's a possibility they probably had to pay him even more money. So let me sack it up.
And the thing about that, I'll get you to a second there, girl. The thing about that, right, is that I actually read an article just today talking about the fact that in all the clubs that he's been to where they've had to fire him, he's made in total about $50 million. Okay.
Genius.
No, man, literally. When the man added up, I think it was like, I don't remember. I think it was 22 for Chelsea the first time. I remember it was 18 for United, and you just add it up. You just add it up.
It's at 93 now.
Okay, is it? But they had this first period. No, they did make the point though that they don't know if all of it goes to him. You have to pay lawyers, you have to pay his staff and so forth. But still, though, I mean, he gets a good change out to that, you know. And I'm just thinking that at the end of the day, maybe that's why Jose can be Jose, because he's just thinking, I'm gonna be me. So if I win, I'm me. If I lose, I get paid. Either way, I get paid. You know, which is why money talks. You know, just okay. If I'm going to lose, I better get paid. If I'm going to get fired, give me the money. So I mean, so we go. You going to say something there? Aguero, talk to me.
Yeah. I was looking at the incident with Jose getting sacked, and an interesting point was brought up saying that this sacking could not have been just coincidental. This has something to do with the Europe Super League, and people were speculating that this was Tottenham's way of trying to get some of the fans back on their side. So they know, and this is why I thought it was so controversial, because Tottenham are moments away from playing in a cup final against one of the top teams in England. How is this sacking justified in any way? I mean, I understand. I understand that, you know, Mourinho, he's not getting the results that they want at the moment. But Mourinho, the cup final, would you rather have him there or not have anybody there whatsoever?
True.
Yeah, that was my next question. Maybe Terry Andrew can help us, you know, a registered Tottenham fan, one of the few in the world. All right. He says here, Jose needed to go since we got knocked out of Europa League. But bro, maybe you can answer this, Terry Andrew. You were just saying earlier on that you're not going to fire him because you need him there so they can invest in him. If I'm quoting you correctly, correct me if I'm wrong. It didn't seem like a lot of Tottenham fans were saying get rid of him. You know, it seemed to be most Tottenham fans saying how would that help? But I guess maybe the Super League changed everything, you know, and I think it did. I think it changed a lot in that regard. All right. Goodwin saying here, Jose was fired for one or two things, either because he made it clear he was against the Super League, or a gesture for Son
That's not it.
to motivate them to stay.
That ain't it.
Yeah, right.
That man might stay now. That man might stay. Everything changes now.
Imagine Jose with morals, be like, no, guys,
I will
not the way forward. More money. Who wants that?
Oh, wow.
I mean, still, why would Kane stay at Tottenham, though? Even with this, why would Kane stay? You're not going to win the Europa Super League. Come on, you're going to win it. You need to leave.
I think Kane's an established.
Oh, Pochettino made the Champions League final, though. A new manager may just get them and bang off this competition. You never know. He may stay.
Alex, does Kane strike you as an ambitious football player? Does he strike you as very hyper ambitious football player?
When it comes to goals, that's about it. I don't know what else Harry Kane goals.
The man could have left. No, Shaq, hear me out here, Shaq. Harry Kane should have and could have left that moments ago. Ages ago.
No.
And no. That's not like. Isn't he like an Arsenal fan? In the first
money, no.
He was at Arsenal.
He is.
Money, no.
He was trusting the process.
Yes.
Because, like, guys, no, but Uric, Tottenham was on the up. Yes or no?
Right.
They were.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. They had a good team.
After they sold Bale, they thought that the money would have been invested better and they would have been challenging. That year when Leicester won the league, I think we would be talking about a different Tottenham if they had won the league then. True. But, you know, they're battling, so they can't win nothing.
What I would say about Harry Kane is that Harry Kane is going to be 29 in July. Son is going to be turning, 29, 30. So it's like, you know, 2 or 3 seasons ago, these guys were like in their prime. Like when you reach that 29, 30, you got to be thinking about resale value. So if Tottenham decides to hold on to Kane, he's what, 31, 30? Then what? So for me, if it were Harry Kane, I'd be looking to go and do, unfortunately, I don't want to call his name, I was calling Judas. What Judas did. Go United and win a Premier League. And
I agree. I think he's going to leave. I think because of the Super League now, and it's more
Van
money.
Persie?
I don't know who's that.
Thank you, bro.
You will always get support with Shaq on that one, there. Let me see. Sorry. Terry says, I understand that firing was a bit questionable, but Jones needed to go. All right. Wait a minute, fellas. Don't be talking about Kane, World Cup leading scorer and league's top mask.
No, we rate Kane, you know.
You're messing with my partner, right? My partner that.
No.
You rate top mask, man.
Terry, if you're listening, brother, I rate Kane as a football player. I just feel like he's comfortable. I just feel like he's at a club where he's very respected. He has a lot of stature in that club, and he just feels comfortable.
But I hear you, Reek. But I think he wants one. I agree with you in the sense that I think he wants to beat the Shearer record for sure. He wants to do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's not leaving England. But I think there's a part of him though that says everybody would sign that contract that Spurs gave him. You can't not sign that contract. That money there was way too much money at that point. Take the money early.
How much is he on?
I don't remember exactly now, but I know it was a ton of money though. And I'm saying that at this point in his career, I think, especially with the Super League now, he should leave. And I think he will leave. And with all this money coming into all the big clubs now, I really wouldn't be surprised that.
But who can afford him?
Come to Arsenal,
Who can afford him?
Come to Arsenal, Harry. Come home.
He has 3 more years on his contract.
City, right? United, PSG, and then now Arsenal have all this Super League money. They can buy him too.
Come on, Harry.
I think you're forgetting something. Spurs in the Super League too. They have money too. They can buy players too.
So why would they need to sell?
They can buy players.
They got money.
And to be honest, I think it's overlooked because trading amongst the big teams in the Super League, really and truly, who's going to really be giving up their best players to another rival to be in a league that they're competing in? Think about it. Unless and I can foresee there's going to be a problem in the transfer market where players are not going to be overinflated. I can call it right now. We're going to be selling players for a lot more than they're supposed to.
Because everybody's going to win that Super League, yeah.
Sancho, how long price gone, though?
Stats. Pochettino was the chosen one. Sack or not, Harry owes the best season of his career to Jose. True. He did have a stellar season. And Harry not going anywhere. If you are coming for Harry, y'all come with a big bag of money. And Hammond said, why leave Tottenham in Super League? They can bump his contract, and then Terry backs it up by saying, yeah, I agree. But at the end of the day, because of the point that Aguero made there, if all of us have money now, if you're going to leave your club, you're leaving your club for other reasons. You're leaving your club based on the long-term project. Because, you want to win the Super League, but we do still have an EPL, assuming that they're not going to leave that too. But anyway.
I have a question. I have a thought.
Go ahead.
Before you go, it's been reported. All right, the Hurricane is on 200,000 a week.
Okay, that's reasonable. That's decent.
For small
thank you, Shaq. Well, I have a question, guys.
That's Lingard, man.
Do you think it's possible that our league will ever get to the NBA's trading way in which we trade players instead of for cash? Do you think that this is possible?
This may be what they want to do and have a draft system and stuff like that.
Long-term project. I tell y'all, these Americans have a plan. And this is stage one. This is stage one. Yeah, the whole thing will change up now. I think this is what everybody's worried about. That you talking, Alex, about tradition. The 22 levels of English football will be drastically changed in the next 5 years. You're going to see. You're going to see, mark my words, everything is going to be changed because I think they have a plan of making this be totally like how it's in America. I think that's the goal.
And listen, if that's the case, and I'm not saying I want it to be the case, but if that's the case, the Premier League, UEFA, the FA, FIFA, they need to look at themselves. because this is something that, like I told you, Wenger said this was bound to happen. You could see it happening, and nobody was saying. Everybody's like, "Nah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. You know, inflation rate. Don't worry about transfer fees and salaries." You can see it coming. So here we are.
Jamal makes a point here that too many moving parts in transfers. Remember, you can buy players from second division in Argentina. That doesn't happen in the NBA. It's a point, but I think, as I said, they're still going to find a way to tweak the system because, again, it's not about tradition or about what we used to do before. It's about whatever makes the most money, you know. So if I have to throw the old system and bring in a brand new one, who cares who gets hurt? Okay, as long as I get paid, you know. Goodwin makes the point. We have Harry Kane, Arsenal jersey already made. Let's do y'all now. Come home, Harry. Okay, and Terry's saying here too. And Harry will have. That's Abi Leipzig coach, right?
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, in the summer. Yeah. He's the next big manager around the corner. Let's talk some other games. Since we're talking about Arsenal, what happened here, guys? Memphis don't laugh. What happened here?
Shaq, you could go.
Look.
Before you get shocked, right? I find it convenient that when Nketiah scored Jamal upon the show. But anyway, continue the shock.
It was a game like many games that we've seen for Arsenal this season. We've started off really well, but we just didn't put the ball in the back of the net. If that goal for Saka had counted, it would have been a different game. I think we would have gone on and killed the game. But we allowed Fulham in and around the game. Fulham had nothing at all going on for them, and our goalkeeper had nothing to do but pick the ball up out of his net from a penalty kick.
Yeah, boy.
I mean, that is football. That is football, and that is where I want my team to get to, where you kill teams off early and you don't allow, you know, a little mistake here, a little mistake here, a dive in the box.
I was about to say that. Was it a penalty?
I mean,
was it a penalty or not?
Okay, he exaggerated. It's a penalty. It's a penalty, though. It's a penalty. I'm not arguing the penalty.
I thought
he's exaggerated.
I thought it was a dive. But what I would say on that game, one, I don't even know if that game means anything anymore. So I really didn't lose any sleep over it. Like, that's just me. But secondly, looking at the game itself, right? And this is my issue I have, not just with Arsenal, but then I look at like the Premier League again. Not to put it on them, but how can you have a system like VAR that's implemented in such a way that you're zooming in to measure the pixels of a man's boot to determine if he's offside or not? The cameras, the technology can't even catch up with the speed of the ball being passed.
No.
And you're zooming into pixels on his foot to determine if he's offside or not. I mean, really?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
I hear your point. That is solid.
What I'm asking, guys, is that an unfair advantage? What Saka has over him?
And you know what's even more upsetting about it is that for us, it may not matter, right? Like, whether we won that game or not, ultimately won't matter. But you're talking about relegation teams, right? You're in a relegation battle and something like that happens, and you get a goal chalked off that could have potentially saved you from being relegated because you wear a size 11 shoe and the man wears size 9. I mean, like, come on. Like, really?
But to be fair, their point is that that's enough to score a goal. It's enough to score a goal. I hear you, know, but Jamal is saying, boy, when he came on, everybody I was in the room with said they'd rather see Fulham take the 3 points than have Eddie score. I'm playing there next week.
Walker is out.
Yeah,
he's out.
And then Abba has malaria as well. So.
Go ahead, Memphis. Let me hear what you have to say.
Can I turn my Arsenal head?
Okay.
I see these Arsenal fans.
Look, what could you possibly say that could hurt us right now? Go ahead.
I hear these Arsenal fans talking about offside. Talking about offside.
Right.
For Nketiah's equalizer. Usually when a player takes a shot and there's somebody offside in front of the keeper, isn't it? Called back.
He was not even
in front of the keeper, bro. Memphis, stop it. Memphis, please stop that.
So where was he? Where was he?
Ryan was here. He was on the other side. Memphis is reaching. Yeah, Memphis is reaching.
I'm talking about Holding because Scott Parker was upset about that.
But Holding wasn't
upset with everything.
Scott Parker went for the referee in Jose's style.
He agreed with everything.
Yeah. No, he didn't. He tried to breeze it with them.
And if we're talking about referees, we also got to talk about, to me, it was a dive in the box. That was just me. How you can go VAR and VAR doesn't look at penalties. I mean, like, come on. Kind of low.
You don't think that was a penalty, Alex?
I don't think it was a penalty. He saw the contact coming and he started to go down, anticipating the contact, and that's when the contact was made. That's a dive. That's a dive. I mean,
they've been calling those as penalties this season.
Whole season.
I saw and that's what VAR does. Alex, this is the thing with VAR. VAR, as long as there's a touch in the box and the goal and the referee initial call was a penalty, they're not going to overrule it.
No. Here, Goodwin said, easy summer. We failed to execute our chances, Martinelli, etc. True. I did see that part. We say, remember that VAR is the only reason Aston Villa didn't get relegated last year.
Yes.
That no goal decision.
Not necessarily VAR. Because the guy was standing in front of the camera.
Well, no, VAR should have picked up the fact that it was over.
True.
Oh, boy.
That Eddie celebration was just for Jamal. I know it was.
I'll tell you what, right? In relation to this game, Arsenal get a top striker that can do the job that Lacazette does, but at a higher level. I think you're going to see us start to go up the table because initially our problem was creating chances. We've got to a point now where we've had Odegaard, ESR, Saka, Partey come in, and we can create those chances to a certain extent. But our problem is the finishing. Like Martinelli, he should have tucked away a couple of those goals. Saka should have had a goal. Lacazette, honestly, he scored a penalty, but Lacazette, to me, I love him, that's my boy, but they got a lot better strikers I think could do his job and more. I think once we get some players that could put the ball in the back of the net and get rid of Xhaka to a certain extent, like things can start to fit in.
Yo, Xhaka been doing the left back thing pretty good, man. I should have man.
Who has he played at left back?
Xhaka is the modern day.
Josh, it's not just left back. Xhaka has been our best player by far.
That's fine. That is fine. That is true.
Somebody
he has had his struggles, and I have customer, especially what he did versus Burnley. He's had his struggles. But every game we've played this season without Xhaka, we've looked worse
shaky
than any other poor performance we've seen with Xhaka in the team.
Xhaka is a very decent player, and I'm not saying he should be sold. He's a squad player that can fit in.
There's an upgrade. I back that.
There is an upgrade.
Xhaka is just like Flamini played left back in our Champions League run. Flamini played midfield, defensive mid. You need players like that. Like you need players like O'Shea or Jason Park. You need them.
Yeah, a utility player. Yeah, we have it with Milner.
I agree. I love Milner said to O'Shea.
O'Shea was all in the goal.
I know, right? He played everywhere. And now again, he would nick you a good goal. I'll never forget that goal versus Liverpool, boy. That was a good goal, man.
The one he didn't score one against Arsenal.
He did. Did Chippy keep you? I remember that one day, And Park, I don't know. Why never forget the Champions League where Sonic is still Park. Mark Peeler shut down for the whole game, and that's all he did the whole game, So you always need utility players like that. All right. And speaking of that, Singing United, Memphis 3-1 Burnley.
Yes,
Goat within the building. 2 goals from our young striker here. One of them was a deflection. What do you have to say about this?
I'm just happy because the day before I saw a very interesting status from a certain person in here.
It was true though.
Talking about Joe Willock.
I wasn't comparing them though. It's just a stat.
Anyways.
I saw that. It's true. It's a good stat.
Once again, the PE teacher changes the game with a substitution at halftime. I was just extremely happy to see Rashford actually taking on players, even though the decisions after weren't the best. He actually took on people. I like that.
That was a good run.
Oh wow! Give my son finally some love.
I mean, you ain't hear the decision making part. That I literally said that once he fixed that, balance.
He'll do it in the Super League.
I doubt that.
I want to say to Munch, who I'll be hating on Bruno Fernandes, two of the goals that I can remember, if I remember correctly, they wouldn't have happened without Bruno, and he didn't get an assist for either one of them. All right? So all these people talk about he don't get the assists, he don't get the goals lately. He's the one that did the clever dummy for Mason to come in and score. And he was the one that gave the beautiful pass to Van de Beek to square it.
Anybody could make that pass, to be honest.
Nah, no. The whole build-up was beautiful. The whole build-up was just a gorgeous display of football. Cavani taking it. No, Bruno started it. He pushed it to Cavani. Cavani whipped it to Greenwood. Greenwood carry it back over to Bruno. Bruno late. Oh man, he was just. They didn't know what to do with me, man. I was just saying, boys. Well done.
You overhyped that last goal like too much.
I would score that goal.
You overhyped that last goal like too much, but you know.
It was Memphis. That wasn't a beautiful display of football. Any purist would see that. That was just gorgeous.
It was Lord like 5 against 3. If they didn't score, something would have wrong.
So I have a question for you, United fans. Then, like, this season we saw what happened. United probably going to finish second in the league, Super League next year. Are you keeping Ole or are you getting rid of Ole?
Well, I'm not getting Ole in all the way for me. I'm Ole all the way. I think you should reward him in light of what he's done so far.
I mean, all right? He get the money for his players.
Huh?
He'll get the money for his players.
Yes, he will. So we can go for Jadon Sancho, Haaland.
Oh, his players doesn't Woodward sign the players? I thought Woodward.
No, they signed a football.
Yeah,
director,
we dropped Woodward with that one. Yeah, he deal with the money. Right. You know, so we got somebody else.
His money would for.
He does that well. He does make us money well.
Yeah.
He does do that well. It's just that he was making a bunch of retarded football decisions, which everybody was saying.
How Phil Jones gets a new contract?
I don't understand that either. No matter about Phil Jones fit now. Who cares?
No, I saw that post. I was like, who the heck is this?
Crap. I mean, like, you in the side? This dude hasn't played for a year and a half. I mean, like, legit. I'm a better defender than Phil Jones, all right? I'm sorry. Move on. By far. Memphis, you know that. Memphis, you know that, right? Legit. Phil Jones is like a good, like he was a FIFA rating, right? What is his FIFA rating? Like probably like
I'd say you're better in the ear than Maguire, but I wouldn't say you're better than Phil Jones.
In defending? Seriously? Why did you get Talia? Okay, moving on.
That was the dig at Maguire in case you
just wait till Gaston open up the toe.
Tell you, they're gonna see how he go. Don't forget no. Never forget a slab head in the building. No. Anyway.
We also ain't forget that you're a senior citizen.
Yes, true, right? But how many 33 years old is still?
You can make one run into the box and tired.
Yeah, but we're gonna score the one run in the box though. That's it. And actually, no, I probably won't, because as I'm running into the box, you know, you're gonna then trip over something and then say that me fouled you and then dive or something.
But Josh, remember you said that you're changing your position, you know, after
this. True. I'm changing my position. Right? I'm going to right back now. Right back I'm playing.
You say you're going goal.
One Basaka. No.
Y'all had to Bellerin.
All right. Basaka my name now, right? Except for that, I can actually cross the ball. So you want to see? Mr. Dash now on the right wing. Boy, no problem. Guys, said open up the building, please. Let's go. We can't wait now. Boots are ready now. Can't wait, boy. That was CDM, one of the two. You know, United just need to sign me. I'm the CDM that they need. Honestly. I am the CDM that they need. Just sitting from that back foot there, having a problem.
You think Ole is gonna start you over Fred Tomine? Like,
of course.
No,
me and McTominay complete the midfield, you know. Me and McTominay complete the midfield, man.
Can we move on to the next game?
Josh is fully gassed up, boy.
You don't think that we can pass the ball better than Fred? Be honest. We can't pass the ball better than Fred.
Well, Fred, no good. Ask me, sir.
Look at Shaq trying to gas up. Look at Shaq gassing him up more.
Ask me, sir. I want to joke with you. Crackhead, Fred.
Hey, oh, why did you joke, yeah? So you go.
Relegation.
Wow.
Jack, in the Super League.
Oh, hey, Josh,
at least made the Super League. If you take the Super League, come he can't get knocked out of the Super League.
Hey, look.
The pure Super League not gonna play me. See you? See, okay, yeah. It's Super League you play, no EPL.
It's one from Memphis. Memphis.
That one can't. Yo, me pick Shaiko.
Body joke, yeah. Miss Komoko, this season.
Everybody has.
Okay, let's move on. Newcastle, West Ham. Expected, disappointed. Shaq, you kind of predicted this, They can't keep conceding goals and expect to be in the top four. And they're missing Declan Rice sitting in front of that back four. They're missing him.
Yeah.
They're missing him. So,
missing Antonio too.
Yeah. And so if United, I mean, Lingard did his thing, okay? Lingard was Lingard. That's why you see they have 2 goals.
Penalty.
Yeah, no, but he was still he was effective in the game, in terms of his movement and so forth. He still was a Lingard. But the point is that you can't. They're missing Declan Rice, which is why again I think United needs to buy him. If they buy him, they don't have to buy me. And everything is set. Put him in front of that back four. You regret that one. Put him in front of the back four, and he'll be set.
Well, not about this game. I think one concern I have, like with we're talking about the Super League and everything, right? Players like Declan Rice, players like Souček, even players like Lingard, right? Even though he's not a West Ham player, outright. What happens when the Super League teams be like, Declan Rice, though, he pretty nice, you know what I mean? 50 million for Declan Rice. There's no way West Ham could compete with some Super League teams. Like, even if you're a Tottenham. So the quality in the Premier League, one of the consequences, you may just see the divide return. Remember, we used to have the Big Four, and nobody used to break in the Big Four. You might go back to just having the Big Five or whatever, and then the rest of the teams. Because
I'm okay with that.
Compete financially. When you got a good player,
of course you'd be.
Spoken like a big player, a big team.
Time,
no, for real. I think Reese made the same point. You're going to start to see the separation now because they can't keep up with the money.
There technically is a little separation now, You have City, then you have United, then you have Leicester City, West Ham, Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal.
Members as usual shade. Speaking of people down there in the mid-table, fighting for themselves. What happened here? Big boss? 2 mid-table teams clashing it out, and yet one of them is supposed to be a super league team. I hate your club with a passion. Okay,
enjoy.
Explain to me how you go tell the people on Sunday we're a big club, we deserve to be in the Super League. I think I'll go draw with Leeds. I think it's Leeds owner or whatever. Don't come out and say he disagrees with the Super League nonsense now. You think I'm tripping this?
You wasn't invited, bro. Right?
You saw Leeds tweet?
You ain't in the party, bro.
You saw Leeds tweet after the game?
Yeah, all the stars, because they're not in it.
And if it's one team, right? If it's one team in the whole of England that they can never say the Super League is Liverpool. Bro, we literally have England on our back every time we play in Europe. Like, come on. We are creme de la creme. Anyways, what's the question,
It's a shame that creme de la creme in England.
I can't see.
So
this is official league.
Yep, that's the official league.
Yeah, I know, right?
These men are so
Bank City, they drew Liverpool. And hey guys, to be honest with you, right, there was a time when people thought Leeds to be a big club. Okay?
Yeah.
There was a time.
They still are.
Yep.
I would still think so.
Yeah.
And we know they're gonna stay up in the Prem. Why can't a big investment in Leeds now put them in the top 4 permanently? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's funny, It's funny, right? I think about this. I think if you remember when Newcastle was supposed to get taken over by Saudi Arabia and a family there, I believe that if that had happened over the summer, they would be in the Super League too. And it's so funny how that is. Yeah, because Newcastle is a massive team now. Newcastle is a big team in England. They have the fan base and they would have had the money. You see that?
Well,
anyways, but Aston Villa too.
Aston Villa too. Fans, I think, unfortunately, what we missing the point is that the Super League don't even care about domestic prestige anymore. You got millions of fans. You got fans by the millions in India. You got fans in China. So realistically, it hurts me to say, but no, I don't care if you're a big team in England. How big is your reach? Tottenham had that Amazon documentary and series, right? And millions of people around the world got to see Tottenham, even though Tottenham didn't do nothing, as they usually. So now Tottenham is kind of a household name. You could go on Netflix and watch Tottenham. Nobody not watching West Ham. Nobody not watching Aston Villa. Nobody might not even be aware of the history of these clubs. And it's not just like to England. So that's just the way it goes.
But to your point, Alex, to your point, how many people worldwide watching AC Milan? How much people worldwide watching Inter play every week? These are okay, yeah, Inter, yes. But we talking about AC, who was taking off from Greece that are now catching themselves.
That's a household name, Yuri. You know, San
and my thing is, if Newcastle had gotten taken over, they would have become a household name. Since City is a household name, when did City become a household?
I believe that too, Yuri. I believe that too.
Last year.
Eventually, yeah, but I don't know if last year they would have been like up in the echelons with like the even Tottenham's at this point. Like City, I legit remember when City got taken over and they bought Robinho. I could not believe it. I was like, Manchester City? Nah, this gotta be a joke. Manchester City's finished 13th. Like, and now a few years later, City's a top club. So, you know, it's possible it could have happened in Newcastle as well.
Yeah, it could, you know, and it looks like Newcastle is going down. So that's just a sad reality.
They are not going down.
They won.
Yeah,
and Fulham lost. Fulham drew and
they're not going down.
West Brom
drew, yeah.
Plenty games then, guys. Plenty games till Liverpool.
Come on, Brucey.
20 games to play. So United winning the league. Yeah. United can win the league then.
Yeah, it's possible, but you're unlikely. Yeah, because Newcastle is not that far off from the team down there. You know?
Come on, then I'll go down.
Is there any remote chance that you could battle the league?
Looking at any type of availability, I don't think so.
If everybody gets
I don't see that happening.
Everybody ever gets COVID.
But then here it is, right? My squad's so in depth, right? My substitutes come on and still run the show.
I mean, you play against Leeds and you get blown to 10 men.
And you go against Chelsea.
You get blown. You didn't play well at Chelsea at all. You know, maybe the last 10 minutes.
De Bruyne come on and there create nothing.
So tell me something. You bang in Aston Villa or you lose this and then I win my game and 5 points. Title race is on.
I don't think.
I still don't think United win the league, but you know, it'd be nice to see.
Yeah, we're not winning. I know.
It'd be nice to see for who? Who would it be nice for?
For United. It'd be nice to see.
No.
United will never
you just don't want Aston Villa pass you, ain't it?
That is very true. That is very, very true. He doesn't want that.
Okay, Super League next year still. Super League.
This man down here in mid-table.
Super League.
Mid-table.
When Yurik saw that news, Yurik was just like, oh boy, you God is good. Quickly, what's your prediction for this game?
I do think Pep's gonna go into this one, knowing how we performed in the last game against Chelsea. I was very much disappointed in that game. I mean, we did try to pick up the pace after essentially the game was basically done. All right. So I have faith that Pep is going to try and wrap this one up neatly, especially with the whole controversy with the Super League. I don't see Pep coming into this game half-heartedly. I think he's gonna go in and say, "All right, yo, let's take back our honor." Right? That was a poor performance against Chelsea. That was
wicked 4-0.
I have opposite to that.
Go ahead, Memphis.
I think Pep is gonna rest players for the final.
I agree. That's a good point.
He'll be ready without De Bruyne. I don't think he can.
Yeah, De Bruyne out for 6 weeks, I think.
Yeah, he can't afford to do that, man.
Yeah, he can't.
Yeah, but why does it matter now? Why win the Champions League? Nobody care about. You know, so
I mean
we'll
find out on Friday. We'll find out on Friday if they're still in the Champions League.
That's true. But the thing about it, right, is that as much as this is the problem I have with the whole Super League thing, and I've been stressing it. As fans, it's a huge slap in the face. All right, especially for the Man City people, because this is the year in which we've had, let's say, the biggest opportunity to go through. We were in PSG, we're favorites to go in and win.
Well, you were supposed to be Leon last year.
I
mean, wait.
I mean, it was just Leon.
It was
It was
just the
just-
French team you were supposed
I don't
to
mean
be.
it was just Tottenham. Like, who can be Tottenham?
It was just Monaco.
Them man go in the Champions League the one season nobody cares.
Just like you win. You know what? Let's not.
You be laughing way too hard over there. Okay.
I say you win the league. Nobody care about them.
Hey man,
So
so
what's your
in about 10 years. Watch him
What's your prediction, Lamar?
Pardon?
What's your
prediction. Moi say 4-0. You say the game.
Oh, for the Aston Villa game, 5.
5. Okay.
Yo,
Yeah,
full
man,
screen that.
so
Full
easy
screen
to
that.
show on 5.
Hey,
You want to get clipped? Being clipped is, you know,
I mean,
you want to be
I'm
clipped?
telling you right now, 5.
All right.
I'm
Go
telling you right
ahead.
now.
Go ahead.
And Manchester City are beating Aston Villa 5-0. That's it.
Easy 5-0.
Easy.
Just try it heavily for the sake of it.
heavily.
Just try it heavily for the sake of it.
No, don't do it, bro. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Just try that. Alex, if you've seen previous shows, this is like an inside joke here.
Lamar, say heavily, bro. Heavily.
You want me to say heavily? I can say it with confidence, you know.
Go ahead, bro.
Heavily.
Say it with trust. Say it with trust.
Back yourself.
Heavily. Alright. Unique, listen, Unique, I have to.
Oh boy.
Yo.
But to be fair though, Moi, I'm working on like a video for when you win the title all the times where you confidently back to your team, and these guys. I know Moi is gonna be like, we'll never get no love. But but I am working on it though. But I think you might just have been right until you said heavily. Heavily is a curse thing around here, right? You don't say that.
Lamar, Jamal is hitting back at you here. Says, why is it a slap in the face for fans, especially of City? There hasn't been one valid point made as to why it is. Hold on there. He also says City bought their way to where they are now. We all know this, but no City fans complaining about slap in the face.
Ooh.
Okay, then. So
And that's coming from a City fan.
Stop it. Go ahead, Lamar, quickly.
all right, so the reason I say this is because after Project Rebuild, the plan was for City, obviously, to try and compete with Manchester United. All right,
Project
the noisy
Rebuild.
neighbor. Project Rebuild when we got our oil money. All right. After we would have been injected with the money, because I'm assuming everybody here, despite the Europe Super League, agrees that the injection of money into a club is not a bad thing, as it can bring in players, it can help this club to grow. It's not a bad thing. All right. For us, the thing is, we brought in the players, and it's been a steady rise of us trying to make a name for ourselves, trying to make ourselves a long-term Premier League club in which we can say we have history in the Premier League. That is the goal. That is the objective that we're fighting for at City. We want to win Champions League. We want to prove that we're the best in Europe. We want to prove that we're one of the best teams to come through Europe. That is our goal. All right. And to say that we're turning our back on the struggle that we have gone through, because it's not like, say, from 2012 all the way down to 2021, it's been completely a smooth road. It's not to say we've been winning first every single year since then. All right, we brought the players, we used them wisely, we spent wisely. All right, we had our ups, we had our downs. We went through manager, we went through Mancini, we went through Pellegrini. Now we're at Guardiola. We went through the manager. All right, we're fighting in the Champions League, trying to get that European club status. We're trying to get up there to be all-time great, and then they just turn their back on it. The reason the Aguero moment, the reason why all these moments matter to City was because of the stakes, because we knew where we came from. Current relegation team coming through the ranks, we knew where we came from. The reason those moments mattered was because we knew where we were. And
He
where we
even
at
popped your
now?
books to try to get He popped your books.
Yo, the man is serious, bro. Let the
Yeah,
man
he's
I'm being
Hashtag
serious.
Wilfred Bunny.
Loud of it, loud of
Hashtag
it.
Wilfred Bunny. They even paid off UEFA's lawyers, and now they turn their backs on the same
Bro.
Oh
UEFA.
yeah, boy.
Let's not do
Let's
that.
not forget about that.
Get out them ban. The man in get out them ban for tell them, yo, I don't even want it anyway. You try holy shit.
Best they took the ban now. Like,
I
Okay,
just took the ban.
Leicester City, West Brom. Leicester winning this.
it's all West Brom.
Yeah. 3-1.
3-1 West
Yeah.
Brom.
City. Nah, Leicester City
Oh,
taking
no,
that.
no.
Like, that's far gone.
Okay, yeah, they beat Southampton 1. I hope they lose. You know, bring that gap there even further. You know, so that's that. Okay.
No. Hey, 1-0 West Brom.
1-0 West Brom.
1-0 West Brom.
I hope so.
Leicester
A
City
nice,
on the
cool.
beach right now, man. I'm thinking about FA Cups and whatnot.
I hope they win the
1-0.
FA Cup though. That'll be a nice, beautiful end to the season. Tottenham versus Southampton.
Gonna go Southampton 2-1.
Yeah,
Southampton 2-1.
The Spurs are gonna rest players too.
Yeah,
I
they're gonna
agree
rest
with
players.
Harry
They're
Kane
gonna
is
rest
out.
players.
What's the verdict on Harry Kane and his injury?
That's a good
Ah.
point.
Listen, Harry Kane is
Yeah,
gonna
he got
play. Like
injured.
regardless if
Well-
Harry Kane has a broken leg to that final, Harry Kane gonna
Yeah.
He gonna play the final.
he gonna play. Like
It'll be his last gift to Tottenham before he leaves. Yeah.
we're going on.
Score y'all a hat trick, win a trophy in y'all empty cabinet, and then go now and
The cabinet
Leave.
isn't empty. It's just not as full.
win it. Ah, the
It's
cup.
full. It's
The
full.
cup.
They won the League Cup in 2008.
It's
They
full.
Breakfast, we know that. We know that. This game is tomorrow. This game is tomorrow. It's tomorrow?
I have no
think
idea.
I think
It's
so.
tomorrow?
It's this
It's
week.
tomorrow. This week, yeah. Okay. Chelsea Brighton. Coming off of the Brighton's 1-0.
I said, I think I said
2-2.
2-0 Brighton. 2-0 Chelsea, sorry. 2-0 Chelsea.
Mm-hmm. If Chelsea win this, I think they go. They're in the top 4.
4-0.
They replace West Ham.
Brighton
Yeah.
has no chance.
I hope they do. I hope Brighton fights.
4-0.
Yeah,
Nice
I believe
draw.
in more fight. I don't believe in more fight.
Come on, Pi.
2-0.
Yeah, remember Arsenal fans don't like Mope.
They're salty still.
Trossard must say. Trossard on Pi.
I'm gonna be
No one
controversial. I'm
likes
gonna say
Mope. No one but Brighton likes Mope.
I like Mope.
Oh, so you like a Frenchman? That's crazy.
No, specific to the fact that he gave us that penalty with Bruno. You forget the penalty after the game. After the game, done, you remember that 3 points coming handy though.
I like this is inside joke. That's a lot
Yeah,
nobody.
yeah.
No French man.
No,
Man,
Yeah.
no French players.
and
He only like
Memphis-
English players.
I do, but you love French players in a very wrong way.
Big man,
That's
I
a
back
different story.
Germany.
Oh,
Really? That's I'm kidding. All right, so yeah, I hope it's a 1-1. And you know it ends that way. But yeah, those are all the games for that particular game week. You know, it's all over the place right now. You know, and we should do that. Last thing, and this is the last thing, literally 2 minutes, guys. We do make the point about the fact that probably saw it in the picture, you know, the image for the video. You know, where, you know, somebody's making the point about the fact that UEFA is so vexed about what is being done to their precious Champions League. And they have so much passion for that. As Black people and as Ireland fans, why don't we see the same passion against racism? Fine, I get the whole bound on one knee thing, I get the whole banners thing. But you not ready for kick out people, cuss out people, block down everything for Champions League. But Glenn Kamara can't get no justice. No man, the little stupid. Give a couple games. They give the man
10 games.
10
They'll
games.
get.
That not enough.
Imagine UEFA banned him
And
after
and
10
they still
games.
and they still
still
ban the
ban
guy who
Kamara
he,
too.
yeah.
Banned Trippier for 20 games for telling his family
better.
he was moving clubs.
Seriously?
20 he bet. He told his family ahead of the move he was moving, and that was against regulations because people could then bet. You banned him out for 20 games, and you banned him out for only 10 games after you knew he racially abused a player.
You know.
And when he get you know.
I think
I
they
thought
I
that
think
was
they
just
banned Onana
wickedness.
for a year because he accidentally took his wife's pills.
Wow.
Yeah.
Remember, Colo got banned
Wow.
because he was taking his wife's pills in the hat. Like, I mean, come on. UEFA is not serious.
Wow. Yeah,
Really are.
Yep. Jamal make a point here. That's another reason why I can't support UEFA on their efforts to stop this. Absolutely nothing about racism, but as soon as their pocket is hurt, we have big up. You're right.
Yeah.
I give it 100%. FIFA now too could do more. Ireland could do more.
A lot more.
You know, and it comes back so much more in terms of the fight against racism. With all the money that they're pocketing, they should be putting pressure on even the social media giants to put an even greater system in terms of keeping those people who are doing all these racist stuff accountable. Because if you can hide against all these fake profiles and posting things about people, monkey this, and I can't even say half the words on this show, all right? And they get away with it, all right? If you can do that and get away with it, but yet you so vexed because them and mash up your league. I don't know. I didn't like that. I mean, it's a solid point. You know, as Black people, you know, we need to make sure that we use our voice, this platform and any platform, to do the fight against racism, right? We can, this is, you know, they're talking about how we need to make sure we protect this and protect that and look out for this and look out for that. Well, we need to look out for each other, okay? You know, and until they start to make some changes, maybe we should just boycott the whole thing altogether. And it's long time we're supposed to boycott them, you know, so. All right, long time we're supposed to do that and tell them, you know what, until y'all make some changes, I'm not doing anything. Not coming no games, I'm not buying no tickets, and I'm buying no jerseys. I'm not doing nothing. Okay, just stop it. Fix the problem. You know, and I'm sure all of you agree. You know, yeah, he's saying somebody. Yeah, definitely. All right, but in essence, then we all agree. We all agree.
Wow, I'm not Munchie. I am not Munchie.
that was mine. Never tell you.
Okay, but yes, we will close on that point there. Alex, it was good to have you, man. You made some solid points. You know, even though you're back Arsenal, you do make some Arsenal people tend to be so biased, but at least you had, you know,
there's only one biased Arsenal fan.
No, they both biased in different ways. I think you're the perfect blend between Jack and Jamal. You know, you're right down the middle, right? We have a nice.
I don't understand. No, Josh, I don't get what you're saying there either, bro.
No, I'm just kidding you, bro. You know that. I'm just joking.
No, and Memphis. What is Memphis saying?
Memphis very serious though. Memphis extremely serious.
Move, man. Enough for move. Boy.
I didn't call any name now. Why Shaq getting so up? What's the matter, bro? What's the matter, bro? I could have been talking about Jerome.
That is true. Good, we make a good point. Memphis and all plenty bias now, so you know, plenty bias. Chat trouble this over there, but anyway, it's okay. Fans.
Look how much players abuse.
That is, you know what? To be honest, you're right.
So that's how it goes. If you speak about your players, that means you're not biased. Okay. Okay, I got the logic.
To be fair though, on Ireland fans, every opinion is valid, no matter how crazy it is. Okay, how crazy it is.
So you're saying Shaq's opinions are crazy?
No, that's not the point. I'm saying all of opinions are crazy. All opinions are crazy, right?
Hey, nobody come on by as much, right? So nobody know where I come on by as much.
No matter what it is, right? Much you gotta find a way to jab
it. Hey, rested.
Getting rested.
Oh man, we do love it though. We do love it.
Is that no? Okay, waiting to get rotated.
Oh boy, you love startup people. You love startup the people that have done. I see boy come after you tonight. If you 11 o'clock now, you watch it.
Munchie 9
No, boy come after you though. You go ahead though, yeah. But thanks again, guys, for coming tonight, and of course, like, share, subscribe. We're almost there. A couple more subscribers came today, so we're pushing. We're getting there, and as soon as this whole, you know, lockdown business thing, football start up and running, pandemic business is just gonna blow up. You know, it's just gonna go to new heights. You know. But thank you again, all of you tonight.
A couple more clippings from Yurik.
We do need more. Rick is a star. Heavily. Rick speak.
Heavily.
Legit.
Nobody over here had the clip ready.
That's alright.
Come on, Villa.
Yo. Ali Watkins hat trick.
Oh no! Oh no! No!
Oh boy, indeed. Have a good night, fellas. Have a good night.
Mhm.
All right, guys.
Thank you for watching Island Fans. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you'll know when there are new videos and updates. You can also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and like us on Facebook. Island Fans, for the passion of the game.